Another video from O'Connell's Garage. Today we're working on a 2010 Ram 1500. We have a bad fuel pump. So last Monday I was at work, sitting in the parking lot, the truck was idling, and all of a sudden it just died. Shook a little bit and then the engine died. So I tried to restart it, and all it did was spin. It never fired off. So thinking it was either fire or fuel. And here's what it does when you turn the key. And that'll just keep going if you don't turn it off. So I assumed it was either fuel or fire. When I got home, I had the truck towed home because it wouldn't start. And took this off. I'm going to tell you, do not do this. It's not safe. It's not anything I recommend. But I poured a little bit of fuel down inside here. I took this hose off, put a little bit of fuel inside here, hit the key, and it cranked up. What I recommend is take this off here, spray a shot of ether in there. And if you buy ether, make sure you don't buy it from a convenience store. Buy it from an auto parts store. Make sure it has upper cylinder lubricant in it before using it. Ether is really bad for your engine if it doesn't have upper cylinder lubricant in it. So I think what I want to do is show this as what not to do if your fuel pump goes out. So I saw a couple different things online, guys taking the bed off, people dropping the tank. I opted to go with taking the bed off because there's only 6 bolts in the bed, but what they don't tell you is the bumper has to come off in order for the bed to come out, because there's not enough room to slide it back to get it away from your cab far enough to pick it up without catching this corner right here on the back of your cab and scratching it all up. So after what I had to go through to take this bed off, there's 6 bolts that mount it to the frame, which isn't bad, but I don't have a hoist to lift it straight up. So you see I've used my engine hoist, and I got some tie down straps in here. Now, I do not have the full weight of this bed supported by that jack. It's actually sitting on the frame back here, and I'm only holding the front of it up with these ratchet straps. And these are 1,500 pound rated ratchet straps too, so they're quite capable of picking up the weight of this bed. But don't depend on something like this to be enough to hold this thing up, especially if you're going to get under it. So what I've done is I've moved this back where I don't have to get under it. So if there is some kind of failure, I'm not going to get smashed in between or get my hand chopped off. Like I said, I would recommend dropping the tank. The only reason I didn't is because my tank happened to be full when my fuel pump went out. I guess I could have pumped all that fuel out and dropped the tank straight down, but I decided to try to work it from the top, and I see this as a mistake. If this ever happens again with another vehicle similar to this, I will not take the bed off of it. I will be dropping the tank. It's kind of difficult to get to without removing the bed, is the reason I started removing the bed. So everything's right over here. You have to take the inside of the fender well out, a big rubber flap that goes in here. And I took my tire off so I could fit my engine hoist under here. I have it supported by a jack stand, but I also have a fail-safe. I shove the rim underneath the frame, so if the truck does come off the jack stand, it will not fall on me. It's not going to do that rim any good, but it's not going to hurt me. So always have a backup plan. So here's our fuel pump right here, and this is from underneath. So with this bed down, you only have a couple, 3 inches maybe to put your hand through to disconnect all these lines right here to drop this tank. I didn't see any way that I could get to it without picking the bed up, so that's why I opted to do that. But I guess you could let the tank down a little bit, because you got enough slack in these lines. You could probably let the tank down a little bit that you could slip your hand through over the top and disconnect these from the back, from underneath, without having to raise your bed. Now, the issue with raising the bed, like I said, you can't pick it straight up in the front, because this is going to catch right here on the back of your cab, because it won't slide back far enough because of the back bumper. So you're going to bend this up, you're going to dent this in and scratch it up, And then with your bumper on there, you're going to beat this all up trying to get it out of there. If you have a hoist where you can pick this bed straight up, like you have a crane or something in your garage, then you're okay. But this rinky-dink thing I got, that did not work very well. So, like I said, I won't be taking a bed off again to do this job. So now that we've got good access, I'm going to start taking this fuel pump out. There's several videos online that show this part of it, but there's a lock right here on this plug, so you got to pull this out and then push this in over here and slide it off. Same thing on this one. And then you got to take this ring off, pull the old pump out, put the new pump in, reconnect. And when you put your bed back on, you'll hook your filler pipe back up, your vapor recovery, and whatever this one is, there's two of them. Anyway, you'll hook all three of these lines back up to your filler pipe and put your bed back on.